Welcome to the annual Stories with Jules Book Awards. We're going to go through some of my best books and categories in each book. I made myself not pick repeat authors except for one time because I make the rules, but let's get into my categories and what I picked for each one. Best fantasy book. This was really hard as I read a lot of fantasy, but I picked Brandon Sanderson Age of Heroes as there were absolutely no notes for this. I also went ahead and did best sci-fi. I feel like there are different categories. Read a lot of sci-fi. Best sci-fi is Dark Age. I don't know if I will ever recover from this book. We know I love gothic, so I chose to add in my best gothic read. It was The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This was my favorite gothic book of the year. Best standalone is going to be Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is everything I would like it to be, and V.E. Schwab is one of my favorite authors. I also don't read many standalones, so it was also easy that way. Best surprise, The Crimson Court. This was sent to me by an indie author, Brendan. I think more people should read this, and it is severely underhyped. I have to put this here. The best romance that I read this year is Dream On, Ramona Riley. I have absolutely no notes for as well. Chemistry, the story, the dimension of the characters, the spice that we got. I love the queer representation. So good. Best thriller or mystery is also a little hard as I read quite a bit of mystery, but I chose Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. Best horror, which could also be Don't Let the Forest In, but I decided not to put it there and instead put Slewfoot. Best arc I read this year was Kissed by the Gods. Best young adult fantasy I read was Fable for the End of the World, which is also queer. Best book that changed me. This is again where I make the rules. This is the only double author that I picked, but Golden Sun. It has to be Golden Sun, as Golden Sun changed how I view writing. Me as a reader, I changed in my expectations. Best historical fiction. I don't read a lot of historical fiction. I read Malibu Rising. I also did a reread of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This is an honorable mention since it is a reread. I don't know if we want to count it, but both of these have historical fiction elements. We are now on to best series. I did not read a whole lot of series start to finish in 2025. A lot of the series that I'm reading are ongoing, so this was also a bit easy for me to pick. Best fantasy series is hands down The Faithful and the Fallen by John Gwynne. This was also life-changing as far as work and what I expect from fantasy authors. Specifically, the last two books were impeccable. Absolutely brilliant. I cannot wait to read more of his books this year. Best sci-fi obviously is going to be Red Rising. This is the only sci-fi series I read in completion, just waiting on Red God. Also absolutely brilliant writing and absolutely destroyed me and changed my expectations of what writing can be. Definitely in the top reads of 2025. I would also like to give an honorable mention to Brandon Sanderson Mistborn. Compared to these other two, I just enjoyed them more. 2025 was maybe my best year of reading, and it really makes me hopeful for what 2026 will bring.